Dr. MP Singh is working as a professor in Department of Computer Science, Institute of Engineering and Technology, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University, Agra. Since last 20 years, he is engaged in teaching and research. He has more than 90 research papers in journals of international and national repute in his credit. His work has been recognized widely around the world in the form of citations of his research papers. His Google citation indexes are X14, I10 index is 16, and he has 434 citations.
Your phone needs a mobile or Wi-Fi connection.
He is also conferred with Young Scientist Award in Computer Science by International Academy of Physical Sciences, Allahabad, in year 2005. His research interests are focused on neural networks, pattern recognition, and machine intelligence, soft computing, quantum computing, etc. He is a member of Technical Committee of IASTED Canada. He is member of Machine Intelligence Research Lab, MIR Labs, Scientific Network for Innovation and Research Excellence, and Auburn, Washington, USA. Sir has been a long career in academics, and we are happy that he is guiding us into many conferences. And now, Professor Singh is with us. Over to you, Professor.
Thank you, Professor Rohit. And this is very, I'm feeling very happy to listen your voice, but I could not see your face. This is my unfortunate. But anyhow, we will meet in the next conference physically. And thank you, SRD, for inviting me in this their international conferences. And it is my fourth time that I am participating in the SRD. It is my privilege. I am feeling honored that I am always invited by them. So now, without wasting much time, because the time is very limited to me, I would like to start my topic and my talk. This is the machine learning, and we are exploring, and I'm trying to explore that how the machine learning is actually an interdisciplinary or multidisciplinary approach for solving the various real-world problems. So now we start with here. So now if you just see my first slide, and this is a very interesting one because this is providing you the difference between the traditional programming concept and the machine learning programming. If you just see the slide, and you can realize that in the traditional programming, we have the input data and there must be a program. The program should execute on the data and the computer is supposed to generate the output. On the other hand, the machine learning approach, we don't have any explicit program. We only have the past data or previous history in the form of input output patterns, and the input data or output data are provided to the machine, and the computer machine is supposed to generate the computer program. This is the strength and the advantage of the machine learning. So now we can formally define by just saying that the machine learning is actually a way to just provide the input and the output, and it is expected the computer will generate the program itself. Actually, the computer is supposed to provide the implicit functional mapping which is existing between the input and the output pattern pair. So it is actually being used for the various type of the application those we are encountering in our daily life, and it has so much application in the various subject and in the various problem domains. So now we just see that how it is being elaborated. It has been seen by the various industrial partner, and specifically the Google. The Google is actually providing a multi-model machine learning approach, and this approach is providing a template that how this approach is very accurately and more broadly acceptable in the different discipline and explicitly in the area of medical sciences. And we have seen so many results in the last few years that how the machine learning algorithms are very effectively working for the medicines and for the medical diagnosis. And it is the so many applications in this area. Now these applications are specifically applied for the pathology, cardiology, dermatology, gastology, and the various reported of the radiology. Now, actually, this is actually being used in a way that the images from the MRI, X-rays, and the CT scan, all these images are being used as such, and the machine learning is supposed to find the hidden patterns from the images and then providing a very strong prediction or estimation for the causes or for the diseases. So now here we have to just see actually in which form that machine learning is using in this area. If we just analyze the entire approach of the machine learning, we can reach to one point or one conclusion. That conclusion says the machine learning is specifically being used for the area where we have to do the pattern recognition. It means that we have to identify, or the machine is supposed to identify some patterns in the input data, whether that input is from the images, sound, or in any form. Now, it is some examples of the patterns those we are encountering with the machine learning. This is the pattern in the astronomy. This is the pattern in the biology. This is the pattern in the faces of human. Now you can see how these patterns are being accepted by the machine, and it is being expected. It is being accepted that the machine will recognize the patterns, and the pattern will recognize because this type of the pattern has some sort of similarities, or they are belonging to the same class. So it means actually the machine learning is specifically used in these various problem areas because it is being a very powerful tool for doing the pattern classification in the terms of pattern recognition. So it is just an example that how we can see the various patterns. This is example of the pattern of clouds. Now, the ultimate job of the machine learning after identifying the pattern is a recognition. It means that there must be some connection between the similarities of the object and how these objects are belonging to one class, and it is being re-recognition. It means that once we have seen the pattern, again if the such type of the pattern is counted, then how the machine will be able to recognize it. Now here is the three approaches those we are using in the machine learning to train the machine. The approaches are supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and the reinforcement learning, which you can see in the slide. That in the supervised learning, we have the input and we have the explicit trainer and we have the output. And in the unsupervised learning, you can see we have the unknown input pattern and we don't have any outsider instructor, and the machine learn from itself by its own adaptable behavior. And in the reinforcement, we have some reward or punishment type system, and then by this information, by this feedback, the machine is supposed to improve its performance. It is the various areas where we are applying the supervised learning as an application. It is used for the classification as well as the regression. And to accompany the task of the pattern classification, we may use the various approaches of the various areas of sciences. It is a decision tree approach, k-nearest neighbor approach, SVM, support vector machine approach, random forest approach, or naive Bayes classifier of the statistical approach. And for the regression, we have the various disciplines to apply the linear and nonlinear regression, local regression, or it is the ordinary least square regression, and the approach of the neural networks. And if you see the unsupervised learning domain, we have the application in the cluster analysis, or it is used in the dimension reduction. It is being either we can apply the cluster analysis by using the hierarchical clustering or by the k-means clustering, and for dimension reduction, we can use the linear discriminant analysis or the principal component analysis. We further go beyond, and we can see that the pattern classification can be performed or can be done with the two approaches. One is the statistical approach, another is the non-statistical approach. And it can be further classified in a supervised approach and in the unsupervised approach, which you can see on the slide. And in a non-statistical approach, you can see it is using the decision tree or statistic approaches. So now you can see that how the various areas of science are being actually involved to implement the various algorithms of the machine learning, and which is used for the various tasks of the pattern recognition. It is another example which we can see here how the machine is able to recognize the alphabets, and it is not only recognizing the alphabet, it is also finding the meaning of a word. So now at a whole, we can see that to just use the machine learning and to make an intelligent system, we have to incorporate various disciplines. It is a multidisciplinary approach. We are using the mechanical part, the sending devices for the vision or for the actuator, for the actions, for perceptions. We are using the mathematical part to construct the knowledge base or for data handling, as well as for doing the inferencing or reasoning. And obviously, we are using the part of computer science in the terms of the machine learning and the planning part. Now, It is just example that how the mechanical engineering and the computer engineering together working to implement the various type of the robots. Now here you can see the robot one, which is used to train just like a human being, how the human is being walked, and it is another robot which is being trained to swim. Now if you just see how these are being trained by the various algorithms. Now, it is another approach where we are using this area of the machine learning for recognition of number plates. It is another real world problem where the traffic police is using so frequently. Now, the another very important question which is actually arising in our mind is that when we should apply or in which areas we should apply the machine learning. So obviously the machine learning is being used where we have a very large amount of data where the human interface cannot work. It means that if we have a very large amount of data and this is a problem to find the hidden pattern from the data, then the human cannot find it, then the machine learning approaches are being used. For example, to navigate on Mars, for speech recognition, for personalized medicine, or for the genomics. These type of the areas where specifically the machine learning is actually used. It may be the other interesting problem to recognize the two by the handwritten test or by the handwritten material. Now you can see this is how much this is complicated to recognize the two and how the effectively the machine learning is applicable for such type of the applications. It is some more examples of tasks that are being best solved by using the machine learning algorithm. It is for the recognition of pattern. It includes the facial recognition, handwriting or spoken words, or specifically for medical images. It is also being used to generate the patterns. It means that it can generate the images or it can generate the motion sequences. It is also recognizing the anomalies and it is also being used for the prediction, and specifically it is used, so many apps are available and it is very widely used for the stock markets. It means that the stock market trends can be easily predicted by using such type of the application. So now you can analyze how this approach is being used in a multidisciplinary way. Now it is a simple approach that how the machine learning algorithms are working. We should have an input samples, we should have a training method, and it will be trained, and when it is being trained it has to be evaluated by the test pattern. And now we have the so many factors those are affecting the performance of the machine learning. It is a type of training, whatever background knowledge we have initially with the system, the type of feedback which we have from the environment, and which type of the learning algorithms we are using. And the two important things which has to be used or incorporate when any one of the machine learning algorithm is being implemented, it is the modeling part and its optimization part. Now, the most sophisticated approach of the machine learning is the deep learning, which is very widely used and so many applications around us are available. And now you can see the slide and find how much difference has occurred from the rule-based system to the classical machine learning and now the deep learning, and now how these things are happen automatically. It is an example of a medical science area that this is a picture of a brain and how the deep learning algorithm using the convolution type of architecture, using the convolution layer, renders and the max pole layer and dense network, and how it is being used to predict or estimate the clotting in the brain. Now you can see this whole brain is being used, or that CT scan of the brain is being used as an input image, and how the convolution type neural network is used to identify the clotting. It is saying whether yes or no there's a clot in the brain or not. So now you can see one of the application which is very widely being used in this area. Now actually the deep learning concept is coming from the mathematics. It is using some mathematical operation of answer product, and that answer is being used to multiply or to involve the two matrices of input and the kernel vector as a weight, and then we are using a stack type of the structure. In the stack we have the convolution layer, we have the next pull layer, we have the activation function, and then we have the fully connected part from where we are finding the outputs. So it is the structure of a deep learning, which you can see here: the input cell, the hidden cell, the output cell, the kernel cell, and this is the convolution or the next pool or the pooling set. So now the entire structure is being constructed in this way. It has so many applications in the areas. For example, it can be used to recognize the multi objects from an image. Now you can see the example that we have an image, and that the deep learning is the or convolution type neural network, which is using the deep learning approach, is actually identifying the three things from an image: the animal, the car, and a person, and how effectively it is being used. It is another part, another glimpse of the deep learning, that it uses the multiple layers or convolution layer, and these layers are actually being used to extract the features from the input pattern. The input is provided in the two-dimensional or as a three-dimensional image form, and from this image input, it is being used to identify the features, and the features are being extracted automatically from one layer to another layer, and finally the output layer is used for the pattern classification. So it is an approach which we have already discussed with you, and the important point is, when we are ready to implement the machine learning with the deep learning approach for the various applications, and obviously the application should be involved in large inputs, then to make the speed of the process, the effectiveness of the process will be obtained if we have the GPU type of the system, and these systems are able to handle the big data, and we have the new models and the algorithms. Right. It is another example that how it is being used for identifying the animals, and it has the other example where we have the application of the that's deep learning for recognizing the faces. Now you can see the entire image of face is presented in a 3D form. It also includes the RGB, red, green, blue colors, and that's the 2D of the image. The 3D image is presented. It is identifying the edges from the first layer. From second layer, it is constructing the object from these edges, and in the output layer, it is identifying the object. So now this is the way how it is working. It is the learning of object parts. This is the same thing. And now it is also being used for training with the multiple objects. It means that in a one image, we may have a several object, so that is being trained to identify each object. And now example is this, that you can also be used, or it is also being used to train the automatic car. It means that the car becomes a driver, and how it will happen, it means that how much input data we require to train the machine. And it is another example which you can see that image, and how the deep learning algorithm is identifying or labeling the scene, that it is the road, this is car, this is a mud, this is sand, this is building. So all these things are being labeled by the machine. It means that it is being used for the multi-object recognition. Right. Now, it is another example which we are using with the autoencoder approach or unsupervised learning approach with the deep learning for the audio sign recognition. Here we have the audio signals using the autoencoder, and it is being used to recognize that who is the speaker. And in the last part of my lecture, it is the 9 top applications of the machine learning, which is actually being used by the Facebook or the email for the image tagging or for identifying the spam emails. Now you can see that how this is very effectively using, if you use the Facebook, and in the Facebook you apply the image tagging, and that image tagging is accomplished with the help of the deep learning algorithms. And now these are the basic areas where we are applying the machine learning as a multidisciplinary approach. In the last, it is the impact of the deep learning in the speech technology, and you can see so many applications by the Google and the other companies are available, and these are being available in the terms of, in the form of the apps in your phones, in your smartphones, and you are so frequently using them without knowing that which technology is actually working behind this. This is actually a real-time multidisciplinary approach. So I think this is the end from my side. I will just show you the. I will take only one more minute to just show you the one more slide, and after that I will stop. I want to
Right,
just show you. Yes, now you can see this is the how this machine learning is really a multidisciplinary approach. It is including the control theory, the game theory, the information theory, the philosophy, the psychology, the neuro psychology, the optimization, statistical mechanics, and data mining, statistics, and you can see biology, computer science, and so many other fields. Means that it is not a single subject. It is a multidisciplinary approach, and it is the reason that the machine learning is widely used in so many areas of the real world for solving the real life problems. So now this is all from my side. Thank you very much. If you have any queries, then please you can ask me.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. And indeed, by your presentations, we all can conclude that today in all life spheres, deep learning and machine learning is part and partial, and it is helping in every sphere of the life.
Yes,
And I'm wondering that there are many gadgets who are working in prediction of the COVID also in the
yes,
countries
yes,
using deep learnings and machine learning.
yes.
So it is a very need of an hour and very enlightened topic, Professor.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much.
Thank you.
We are looking forward for your assistantship and
Sure,
guidance in future
sure,
conference also.
sure, sure.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.